Hi everyone, if it's your first time here, my name's Andrew and welcome to my channel. Now, if you've recently updated your DJI RC2 with the Fly app version 1.21.8 in the last day or two, you may have noticed there are some extra camera views appearing on the screen while you're flying, and this is where the compass usually is. Now, you haven't got to worry, you haven't accidentally changed the setting and the software isn't really misbehaving. What's actually happened is DJI has quietly introduced a brand new safety feature on the Lito X1 called Auto Vision Assist. Now, I say quietly because what's really interesting is that DJI hasn't actually mentioned this feature anywhere in the official release notes. And I would like to thank my friend and fellow YouTuber Gavin HR for pointing this out. Now, DJI's release notes simply say that it's fixed some known issues. So unless you've stumbled across it yourself, after updating, there's a good chance you didn't even know that this new feature existed. And personally, I do think this is one of those small updates that could actually make a real difference to your everyday flying. So in the video today, I'm going to show you exactly what the Auto Vision Assist does, when it activates, where to find it in the settings, how to customize it, and whether or not I think it's a feature you should actually leave switched on. Now, on my channel, you will find honest drone reviews, tutorials and practical tips to help you get the most from your drone. I'm not sponsored by DJI, and everything that I'm sharing with you today comes from my own experience and my honest opinion. So if this does sound like the sort of thing that you're into, please consider subscribing. And if you enjoy this video, I'd really appreciate it if you could do a quick like, as that really helps the channel too. Now, many of you may have already seen my original Vision Assist video, so think of this as a follow-up because this new feature builds directly on what I covered there. If you haven't seen the video yet, I would recommend watching afterwards because I do explain all the different Vision Assist views, how they work and when they're most useful, and there is a link up here to that video. Now, before I delve into what's new, I'm going to quickly recap what the Vision Assist actually is. Now, modern DJI drones like the Lito X1 have obstacle sensing cameras pointed in different directions, and they cover forwards, backwards, left, right and underneath the aircraft. And normally those cameras are simply working in the background to help the drone detect obstacles in the area. Now, Vision Assist actually lets you see what those cameras are seeing too. So the easiest way to think of this is like a modern car with parking cameras. So instead of relying purely on the main camera, Vision Assist lets you look through those obstacle sensing cameras and give you a much better understanding of what's actually happening around the aircraft. And that's especially useful when you're flying close to trees, buildings, walls, or anything that's going to be difficult to judge the distance from when you're using the camera alone. And until now, if you wanted to use the Vision Assist, you had to open it manually. But with the DJI Fly 1.21.8, that changes. And this is where that new feature comes in. So instead of you opening Vision Assist manually, the RC2 will now automatically display the appropriate sensing camera whenever it thinks it's going to help. Flying backwards, and the rear vision camera is going to automatically appear. Flying sideways, and it's going to display the side vision of the camera. Descending towards the ground, and the downward sensor camera is going to appear on the screen as well. And one thing you'll notice is that when the Auto Vision Assist is enabled, it will replace the small compass in the bottom left-hand corner of the screen. So instead of showing the compass, that space is now used to display the relevant Vision Assist camera automatically whenever, as I said, DJI thinks it's going to be useful. Now, if you want to keep that camera view in show and on screen, you can simply tap on the Vision Assist window and that's going to lock it in place. Now, it will remain visible until you close it yourself, which is useful if you are flying in tighter spaces or you simply want to keep an eye on what's around the aircraft. Personally, I wouldn't really recommend locking it in, because if you lock it in, say, the rear view, and you move the drone to the left or the right, you're still going to see the rear view on the RC2. So for me, keeping the vision unlocked is a safer option. Now, the idea of the auto view is really simple and really quite clever, because rather than taking your hands off the controller to manually bring up the Vision Assist, DJI will now display the relevant view automatically when it believes it's going to be most useful. Now, it's not just a flashy new feature, it's just an improvement on an already useful tool. And it's not going to improve your image quality, it doesn't give you any sort of new flight modes, but it does help you spot an obstacle a few seconds earlier and avoid an expensive crash, like that one if you can hear it. So think of this as a genuinely useful addition. So let's have a look where DJI has hidden this new setting. So if you open up the Fly app on your RC2, Go into safety, scroll down to the vision assist section. You'll now see a new option for auto vision assist. Turn this on and vision assist will automatically appear whenever DJI thinks it's going to help. Turn it off and everything works exactly the way as it always has. And you can also manually open the vision assist whenever you want as well. So it's completely up to you on how you prefer to fly. But you may ask yourself, when is it actually going to be useful? And personally, I think there's 3 situations where it's really going to shine. The first is when you're flying backwards. Now, most drone pilots naturally focus on the subject they're filming rather than what's actually happening behind the aircraft. Having the rear view camera appear automatically gives you another level of awareness. Secondly is when you're flying sideways. Now, whether or not you're filming a tracking shot, revealing a landscape or following a subject, it's easy to forget what's just outside your peripheral vision. And auto vision assist can help avoid clipping a tree or any other obstacle. And finally, I think it's particularly useful when you're landing. Seeing exactly what is underneath the drone gives you much more confidence when you're putting it down somewhere. And are there any downsides? Well, as always, nothing's perfect. Some pilots may find the automatic pop-up a little distracting, particularly if they're concentrating on composing a shot. Personally, I think it's something you're going to get used to fairly quickly. But if you don't like it, then you just simply switch it off. And that's the one thing I really like about this update. DJI hasn't forced the feature on anyone. It's there if you want it, or you can continue to fly exactly as you always have. So overall, I think the Auto Vision Assist is one of those features that won't make headlines, but it will genuinely improve the flying experience. It won't make your drone any faster, it's not going to improve your camera quality, and it certainly isn't a revolutionary new feature. But if it helps you prevent a crash, or it gives you a little more confidence when you are flying closer to obstacles, then I definitely think it's going to be a worthwhile addition. And I also think DJI has implemented it very well. The feature does stay out of the way most of the time, and it's only going to appear when it's genuinely going to be useful and putting that information right in front of your eyes where you're already looking. And if you decide to keep the Vision Assist off, you can simply do that too. So I would like to hear what you think if you have updated your Fly app to the 1.21.8. Do you like the new Auto Vision Assist, or is it something you're going to be turning off? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed the video, please don't forget to give it a like and subscribe if you already haven't. And if you'd like to support the channel further and keep videos like this coming, you can also use the Buy Me a Coffee, there's a link in the description. It's completely optional, obviously, but it does help the channel grow, and it is greatly appreciated. If you've got any questions in relation to any of the DJI drones, any of the hover drones such as the Pro Max or the fantastic new Aqua, also let me know in the comments below. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll catch you again on the next video. Thanks and bye.